Roger Christopherson here again with, once again, another first to listen review. Had a whole bunch today I got. This one is from the band Bloodbound. It is called Tales from the North. These guys have been around for a little while. Started back in the early 2000s. I believe the first album came out in 2005. And they went through a few changes there. That was formed by a couple of dudes from the band Street Talk. Frederick Berg and Thomas Olson were still heading up this band. They've had a few people come and go over the years, including a couple different singers, Urban Breed being one of them, and actually Michael Borman sang on one of their albums. Don't think he did any live dates with them, but he recorded an album with them. They got quite a few out. I think this is 9th, if I'm not mistaken. 9th, I don't know, maybe more. But anyway, they've been around for a while. They've had the pretty steady lineup for a while. They've had their last singer here, Patrick Selby, since, 2010, 2011, somewhere around there. And they've only changed a drummer or something since then, so not too bad in the last 10 years or so. Just one little change, but early on they had a few people come and go, but they're kind of in the, they are in the power metal vein. They've kind of honed their niche down pretty good. It's almost it's kind of like almost a Viking metal type stuff. It's got a lot of the sing-songy type of stuff going on there, but not quite as Viking metal as some of these bands are. They have little hints of it, that's for sure. It's kind of strange because they dress up in like really dark makeup, and if you looked at them, you'd think they were like a death metal band, but their album covers are definitely power metal. They got the big epic covers with the Viking images, or they're not so much Viking. They're a little bit darker in their stuff. They kind of sing about more like death and dragons and stuff like that, and war, stuff like that. This one's pretty up. This one's up kind of like the Viking path though. They're singing about gods and Odin and stuff like that. There's always something like that involved in their music, but it's fun stuff. I really enjoy power metal. It's not something I would probably listen to all day, every day, but every now and then you put it on and it just kind of gets you pumped up. It's always fun. This is kind of like in the style of like Halloween. That upper, more not the fun sounding metal, but they sing a lot darker lyrics than Halloween does, so it's kind of a weird mixture. But in this album, stood right up there. Is exactly what I thought I was going to get with them. Didn't let me down. I got 11 songs, clocks in right about 46 minutes, and they're all right around the 3-4 minute mark. There's a couple little longer ones in there. Nothing too crazy, but they have the the guitar parts with the really melodic. You could sing along to the guitar parts. They play the repetitive stuff. Iron Maiden did that type of thing, except think of a happier sounding Iron Maiden, if that makes any sense. They definitely have a lot of upbeat, fast-paced music, which most power metal is. There wasn't anything like really super like slow and tragedy on this one, so that was kind of cool. They're singing about Odin. There's one called The Raven's Cry on here, but the ones that stood out to me the most were Drink with the Gods had a really cool, catchy thing. I could picture the crowd singing along with that one. And then Land of the Heroes is a big epic. You can just tell by the song titles what you're going to get. That's exactly what you think it's going to sound like is what it sounds like. And that's not a bad thing. I mean, it's nice sometimes, I think, buying an album knowing exactly what you're going to get. There's some bands you want them to experiment. You want them to try new things. You're expecting something cool. Sometimes it lives up to the expectation, other times it doesn't. You get a band like this, and there's, I could name, like 10 other bands off the top of my head that you just know what you're going to get, and you're not disappointed when you get it. This is one of those bands, you know exactly what it's going to be, and it's exactly what you thought it was going to be. So that one, and the last one called 1066 was really catchy and upbeat. Great way to end the album. It's 11 songs, in case I didn't say that already. Not much more I can add to this one. I don't know much more about these guys in the band. This is what they've done for many, many years now. I expect them to stick around for many more. When you go to if you're the type of person who goes to the big metal festivals like Hellfest and Vakin and all that stuff. This is the type of band you're gonna see on one of those stages. Maybe not the main stage, but one of the side stages where they have like the bigger bands, but they're not like the locals, but they're somewhere in between like the locals and the headliner. That's where you'd find these guys, and you're gonna find a whole lot of people that are having a whole lot of fun. So anyway, tell me what you guys think of this one, and like, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff like I always say. And thank you. See you next time.